think I have all of the controls up. Hello, and welcome back to the Great American Witch. If you believe it, we are in session 9. If you have not yet seen session 8, I highly encourage that you watch or listen to session 8 before you listen to this one. That was quite an episode. You can find all the past sessions at happyjacks.org, Great American Witch /Great American Witch. And you are at the Happy Jacks RPG Network. I forgot to mention that. I think maybe you would have noticed with the logo and branding and all of that. If you'd like to see other Happy Jack shows, you can go to happyjacks.org/shows. I'm Christopher Gray. I am the games guide and also the games creator. And that's my dog, who I think maybe saw a neighbor kid on a skateboard, or maybe a man with a hat. I'm not sure. But
man
anyway,
with a hat?
Man
How
with a
dare
hat.
you?
So weird to see a hat. Bark. Thank you, everyone that turned out for that Kickstarter. I'm honestly very shocked that there was such a strong, heartwarming reception. I really appreciate that. That will be in your hands in less than a month. So we're just waiting on the physical proof, and we'll have that to you. I also wanted to tell you that Jim... Hi, Angus. Dog's name is Angus. He kind of looks like a British gentleman. He's got a beard. He has lots of opinions about the state of the world today. But I wanted to say that Jim is not going to make it with us tonight because he is preparing for Strategicon, which is coming up on Friday. Does anybody have Friday's date? What is that, the 7th?
Friday the 4th.
4th. So that is happening on September 4th on Friday, and it will be going until throughout Labor Day, the following day, and it's all online. So this is your chance really to play with some Happy Jacks folks. We're going to be there. I'm running 2 sessions of Witch on the calendar. I'll also be hanging out in Tomes' Games on Demand, and I'll probably run stuff there. If not, I'll be playing stuff. I'm not sure how are you all going to be able to make it? I hope you can.
Sadly not for me.
Tricky weekend. But anyway, I hope you can make it, all of you listeners. It's going to be a lot of fun. So check out strategicon.net if you want to have more information about that. I think that's it for my announcements. Why don't we take it with the players, and let's introduce ourselves. I think we usually start with Emily.
Yeah, I think so. Hi, I'm Emily. I'm playing Abigail. She is the of the craft of Hekate, and I'm muting myself because Abigail's nowhere right now. And if I just listen tonight, that's
Well, she's in Michigan. That's somewhere.
she's somewhere. Yeah, she exists.
All right, do you want to take it, Mac?
I don't, but I will. No. Hi guys, I'm Mac. I'm playing Imelda Lake, who goes by Mel, and it is the craft of Lilith. And some shit got real for her last time.
Yes, indeed it did. And last but not least, Joe.
Hey everybody, I'm Joe, and I am playing Albert, who is the craft of the Spider Grandmother. I believe the next few episodes will see Albert navigating all 12 stages of grief and recovery. So we'll see how that happens. I think I'm in denial right now. We'll see.
Denial ain't just a river in Egypt. Well, okay, yeah, and so spoilers, if you have not checked out prior episode, it is important that you do because some things broke, and you'll need to know the details of that before you move into this session. So just to do our recap, how do I begin? In short, the coven has dissolved. A lot of pressure was applied to many individuals within the coven, and Cabe in particular, in my humble opinion, broke. Now, Jim says that he's not able to attend tonight because of Strategicon. I really think it's because he doesn't really want to fess up with what his character has done, and maybe he is trying to just hope that we can fix it so he can just come back. But he, yeah, so Cabe ended up murdering Raven's parents, along with some law enforcement officials, some state troopers. The sheriff in particular was controlled into doing so. So the Cabe was booted out of the coven by Albert. During that session, also, we discovered that Mac's character, Mel, is now a vampire. And we don't know why, how, or when that happened, but we did see that that was the case. And Mel has vacated the area and has apparently moved in with her foster mother. Now, Abigail, on the other hand, well, maybe on the same hand, was probably shocked to the bone. I don't really want to speak on her behalf, but she ended up leaving not only with with Megan, her probably spouse, soon-to-be spouse, but also with our favorite church boy from the church, and they all left the town altogether to get away from all of this. So basically, everybody's scattered. All that was left was Albert and Raven, and they ended up moving in with Joseph, with what was left of his hearth, the abandoned train station. So that's kind of where we left everything. It's going to be an interesting journey, I think, from here on out. So we'll go ahead and jump right in. Did I miss anything? I don't know. I've been kind of reeling about this, so I have all the details pretty fresh in my head. So why don't we take a moment and let's explore, first of all, I don't know, where should we start? Why don't we do we normally start with a montage, but I don't really want to do that this time. I think I want to start right in the action. Let's go with, let's look at Mel. There's just a lot of unanswered questions here.
Yes.
So why don't we go ahead and do a momentum chapter, because we don't know really what's going to happen. I think it's fair to say none of us really know what's going to happen. I think part of the strength of the system is that it's okay that we don't know what's going to happen. We'll play to find out. Oh, we have a visitor.
Yes, best visitor ever. For those just listening, there was a kitten, and you should watch just for the kitten.
I think maybe her voice ended up in the microphone. Now she wants to jump on my equipment, which is going to be very interesting if she chooses to do that. Okay, so Mel is with her foster mom in a house. I don't know. Is it true that nobody really knows about this, about the foster mom, about the house, about where Mel would possibly be?
I think that probably Albert and Cabe would know. I feel like they knew the background of why she ended up where she did with the coven and everything, and would have given them that basic information. I know Albert definitely knows because there was discussion about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so she's with her foster mother, Jennifer. When we last left them, I think Jennifer realized at this point, or maybe knew already, that she had turned herself and sort of given that, well, I told you so sort of expression, and and then resigned. Well, at least we have each other. So why don't we start from there? So maybe the following night. Now, I need to remind you that every night that passes is closer to the winter solstice, which means it's also closer to the full solar eclipse is happening on the winter solstice, where everything's going to go down. So it's hard for me to, as a guide, say it's the next night. Yeah, that means the clock is now much closer. But let's say it is the next night. I think we need a day to breathe after all of that.
And to sleep.
And to sleep and rest and recover. So when night opens up, that's we'll take it as a momentum. So you'll still need to know your aspect, but we don't know really what conflicts. The conflicts, if they escalate, we might need to change the chapter. Right now, our conflicts are pretty big. We don't have any personal conflicts going on really to speak of. I'm going to switch over to. Just a couple little things we got to deal with.
I think someone on chat just said muted. Is somebody muted?
Check 2, 3. It looks like my sound's coming through.
I'm muted, but it's intentional.
Okay, well, if the chat person can tell us which one they can't hear, we will try to fix it. I am seeing my audio.
They can hear us now.
Okay, cool. I wonder if it's because it doesn't matter. Let's just keep going, and hopefully it won't happen again.
Oh, it was when you switched to desktop.
That's good to know. So I have to keep this window open on this computer. Yay. How
Thanks,
often
chat.
have we done this? Okay, cool. Anyway, thank you for that. So let's take it with momentum, and in momentum, we are just going to kind of figure out what happens. Now, Jennifer is, we've already discussed that she has not been taking care of the place or herself.
Yeah.
She's been really in a wild state. You think that she's probably been feeding, but haphazardly and out of necessity. So where is Mel when she wakes? Where does she sleep?
I think they both sleep in the basement of the house because it's the most secure and the darkest.
So when Mel comes to consciousness, there is a very, very deep to her core hunger that was momentarily satiated last night, but is back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a sort of hunger that she's never experienced before. Well, she did yesterday, but it's just like it's overwhelming. It's sort of like the kind of thing where, like if you wake up in the middle of the night extraordinarily thirsty and you really can't do anything until you have water. It's like that, but for hunger. So I had one of those moments actually last night, which is why it's pretty fresh. But that's kind of what she's experiencing, and her mother is sitting across the basement. It's an unfinished basement. I think there's probably a utility sink down there, which has been used to store bodies recently. And obviously there's been a lot of carnage down here that she just sort of let stay there and rot. There's no flesh in here that's edible.
Yeah.
But she has been feeding down here. And she's sitting back, and I kind of picture her sort of like in an old sports jersey, like some sort of Indiana sports team, and sweats. And it's sort of what she's just wears all the time now, unwashed and unkempt. And she's just staring at you in the darkness, not blinking.
We need to go out and feed. I guess that's the word for it.
I'm okay. Maybe you need to.
Are you okay, though?
It's been about 4 nights.
You can't possibly be okay. Because I'm sure as hell not. And I thought the whole thing that we agreed to is that we were going to do this together.
Salem, Indiana is a town of 5,280 souls. If I feed every night, the percentage becomes noticeable. Now there's 2 of us.
Have you tried not killing them? Maybe a few different people.
I can't.
We should try. Because otherwise there's no other way that we're going to make it through this. Either that or, I don't know, try animals?
Do you remember Thanksgiving? When I would make you wait to have any bit of food. You had to help me clean the house. We get everybody ready. We would be cooking all day.
I remember.
And when it became time to eat, there was very little you could do to stop until you were full. What if on Thanksgiving I had allowed you to have half a sandwich? Would that have satiated the hunger that you felt waiting for not just the meal, but the ritual and the energy around the meal? Here's a half of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Would that have fixed things, or would that have made it worse?
We're not talking about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, though. We're not talking about Thanksgiving. We're talking about living beings, and I did this to help you to understand, and damn it, I'm trying, okay?
Now you understand.
And I understand we need to try harder, both of us.
What do you suggest we do?
If we can't stop ourselves, we're gonna have to try to make it a few nights at a time. But I don't think I can do that right now. But maybe we can find one person in between us that maybe that would be enough for a while. Or like I said, I don't know, have you tried, I don't know, going after other animals, something not human?
That's what I was trying to explain.
Is that what you meant by the half a sandwich?
It doesn't at all help. Do you remember what it was like when you drew the life from them? It's more than only blood. Are there others in this town like us?
Maybe. I haven't gone searching them out. But we could check. We could look.
When you were what you were, I couldn't handle the smell of you. It was too overwhelming. Maybe one of your kind would help us last longer.
I don't know. There might be some we could go after, but not right now. Not until I know where to go. And I'll be back. I'm gonna go see if I can get some more information. And maybe that is something we can try.
Okay. I can keep waiting. You have to learn to control it.
I'm going to do my best. And Mel is going to leave and go searching for Albert.
Okay. So Albert,
Yes.
you are in the train station. That used to be the hearth of Joseph's coven. As you know, all of the witches were murdered by these supernatural crows. The crows aren't gone, by the way. It's like the birds. I mean, they're all over the place, and the town has sort of kind of gotten used to it. They don't seem to be going anywhere. The train station is just covered with them, but many of them aren't inside. So when Joseph brings you in there, he kind of gets you. If you recall, we went down below to where the trains were, and that's sort of where he used to stay. He went and after he brought you there, and Raven, he went to go and try to get more information about what's going on. In particular, he's wondering when the witches are going to start arriving for the solstice. So he's kind of went back to the service and went to investigate some. And he's heading to the church, but he's going to go to other places too, and expects to be back. But you've been waiting all day, and he hasn't come back yet. So you're in the station there with Raven. Raven has just been, playing match 3 games on her phone. Kind of bored, a little frustrated.
Albert's going to take a moment to just have a heart-to-heart with Raven if he can, because he wants to know where she's at with everything that's going on and her parents. So yeah, I sit down with Raven and I ask her how she's processing all of this.
I think the world is falling apart around me, so I'm mostly interested in the fact that I can still get wireless on my phone.
Raven, I have to tell you that what's ahead of us will require more death. Death on all sides. Death of people who were part of your family before you found us. So let me ask you, how are you really?
Well, I'm not fucking great. I'm not amazing, if that's what you're asking. I'm thinking maybe this town needs a battle crow. The only thing keeping those ravens out is that I want them to stay out. I told you I stopped them when they came after our hearth. I didn't do some big magic trick, or I wasn't on a fucking broom or anything. I just told them to stop, and they did. Those aren't birds out there. You know that, right?
I have been trying so hard to protect you and keep you safe, but it seems like we need you to protect us.
Who is protecting you? I'm not. Maybe I should. You people are the ones that are pulling out shotguns and shooting Ravenkind out of their car, then eating on their flesh as they're dying. You're the ones doing that. And you're leaving? You're running away? Where's your coven, Albert? I thought you were going to fix this.
The coven is here. It just hasn't arrived yet. Cabe acted. He did what he did. I cannot speak for him, but he's no longer one of us. I doubt he ever will be. I don't know if he can ever be redeemed. But he is not what witches are. He is not what we are here to do. He is not what we are to become. And so...
How many of you are coming to Salem as we speak? How many Cabes are in there? I heard it. They're trying to stop witches. Have you thought maybe we're on the wrong side? That ever occurred to you?
What would the right side look like?
Maybe a world in which somebody can't just pick up a police car and throw it into a building. I don't know. There's a lot about this coven that I wanted to believe in. And I took you out of that place to rebuild it. I think you can. But I've been thinking today. To what end? Let's say we get everybody back. What next?
We make sure this never happens again.
You couldn't stop it the first time.
That doesn't mean we quit.
This is a coven of two, Albert.
Then we'll just have to grow. All of the witches are coming here. Witches that will no doubt by now have heard of what happened in New Orleans. Witches that will be confused, lost, and looking for a leader. Looking for some sign of what to do, some sign of how to act. What do you think they're going to look? They're going to look at the last remaining of the sisters. They're going to look at Lola. I'm not going to let that happen. The hearth is a promise. It is safety for all witches and for all who seek shelter. That will never end as long as I draw breath. All of the witches are coming. I intend to bring them into the fold. I intend to save them so that we can save each other. Now, I'm done protecting you because you don't need me. But I will ask you, if you want to be part of the right side of history here, be part of this.
Let's see how your monologue worked. Why don't you roll a befriend against Raven as uncertain?
Oh my goodness.
Which is a mercy roll. I didn't, whatever aspect you happen to be in might affect this. If you are in Maiden, then you would have a bonus.
I would not be in Maiden. But let's see. Let's see what happens. Five.
Okay. You know what, I think I could just I think I can handle this myself. Good luck, Albert. She changes into a raven and flies out of the train station. You can see through the broken windows and the crumbling arches. Tens of thousands of ravens are following her.
Good luck, Raven. Albert takes out his cell phone he sees the recording that Cabe made him record, swipes it off the screen, but he doesn't really know how to work the phone, so he ends up playing the video back again, and he's just seeing it happen again, and he breathes through it, turns the power button off, and then turns it back on, and he begins to try to compose a textual message communication to Mel.
Does Mel have her phone with her?
Probably.
Well, she was looking for Albert, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does the message say?
It's just the address to the train station. And in the end, it says, "I miss you. Be safe."
Mel sort of shakes her head when she gets it, not happy about where Albert has decided to go, but starts making her way there anyway.
As she's going, the night sky, it's a winter night, kind of clear, is completely eclipsed by tens of thousands of ravens flying overhead. After a couple minutes, it's gone as they passed over.
Did all of them look like... did they all look the same? Or would Raven have looked different?
I will allow the dice to determine that. The conflict is Raven is uncertain still in play, and you would be rolling awareness, which is a wisdom roll.
Okay.
What aspect are you in?
Crone.
Okay. So it's just whatever your wisdom bonus is.
Which I think is a whopping 0.
Nice.
Yes. Let's do it. I got a 4. So,
Yeah.
not very aware of anything.
Yeah, you can't tell, and what's more, it looks like the work of some very ancient magic. That something is not right. Obviously, something's not right because there are all these ravens flying, but this is like, it kind of gives you that sort of, if, Frankenstein's monster is afraid of fire, you get that sort of feeling. It's almost like your vampiric point of view now is sort of getting in your way. So all you can think about is hunger.
Okay.
Old Mel may have been able to figure that out.
That she might have. But old Mel isn't here anymore. So, I forgot, in this kind of chapter, can we use spells?
Yes, it's just they're usually not like, it's not like a life or death kind of conflict. We're just dealing with mundane conflicts mostly. If it escalates, we'll change the chapter.
Okay, because I'd like to get close to the train station, but reach out. I have a power that lets me speak within the mind of another witch, and try and contact Albert specifically.
All right. I think I put a conflict on the board called hunger.
Okay.
And I think that's the conflict you have to confront. Because
But I have to be able to push through that first.
Yeah, you are just too strung out right now to do anything constructive. Okay. So yeah.
What would you like me to roll?
Well, roll the magic. So if it's a divination, whatever it is, yeah. So roll wisdom.
Yep.
And
with my 0 wisdom bonus.
Against hunger.
Okay. Oh boy, dice, don't be assholes. Oh no. Oh no. I rolled snake eyes.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Albert goes into a coma.
Right?
No, the conflict was not Albert. The conflict was hunger.
Yeah, this is gonna be bad times. Oops.
So,
sorry, random person I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, you called it. So, I mean, there's just like this, it's this woman who has been working at a cafe or a restaurant all night, probably maybe a barista. You can't tell. Sort of, you don't care. You're hungry.
Sure.
It's just driving her Ford Focus home, and you don't remember anything after that except that you are sitting in a Ford Focus, completely covered in blood, and she's dead and drained on your lap. The glass is broken. You must have flown in. You don't know. You blacked out. And you're just this car is going, and it's playing like like Tori Amos. Just she had a CD
music
in there.
to eat to.
It's just like, and it's happened in a flash. The good news is you're not hungry anymore.
Yeah, that is good news, I guess. Oof. I try my best to wipe myself up, but it's just too much blood. There's just no way. And I pull out my phone and I wipe the blood off the screen and text Albert back. Can't come. Who dangerous. And then I send him an address and say, don't come inside. I send him the address for my foster mother.
A random car is slowing down as it passes you. Another sort of blue collar car. And there's a young guy kind of looking out the window, and he sees you, the broken window and all of the blood. And it's sort of like slowing down, and then he speeds up. And he's grabbing his phone. You can see him calling as he's driving away.
Great. I'm going to ignore him, and I'm going to get the hell out of there.
And you're gone. I mean, you're starting to discover your vampire abilities. You can go as fast as thought. In just a couple of blinks, you're standing at wherever you want to be.
I go back to Jennifer's and slam the door behind me, and I just sink against the door and just crying.
She walks up to you, comforts you, wipes away tears, and doesn't work as well as you thought, does it?
I just didn't want you to be alone anymore. I thought this would help. I thought I could help.
Instead of making one monster, you've made two.
What do you want? What do you want me to do?
I wanted you to kill me.
How could I kill the closest thing to a mother I've ever had?
I'm not your mother anymore.
If you can think that now, were you ever?
Sure. At one time. I'd like to think so. What we are monsters. We're not even animals.
Well, I have somebody hopefully coming that I can talk to, and maybe there's something we can do to at least be at peace for a little while. Because I still can't kill you. I can't. Please. I can't.
It's past that. Past that time anyway. This is the rest of our life. She kind of just walks away. A bit impassive, considering.
Mel just sits there.
Does Albert go there?
Albert goes there. Before doing so, he takes a. So he's at the abandoned station. Has there been a lot of structural damage, or did it look like they came in, messed people up, and left? Or is the structure intact?
Well, the structure was never really
Somewhat.
great to begin with. So
Right.
if there were windows, they're all broken now, and
Okay.
some of the arches that held the windows are broken, collapsing.
What Albert wants to check before he heads out is, so I'm going by memory, or maybe we can retcon. This train station used to be active, but it hasn't been active for what was that, like 50 years or something like that?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. So the rail lines are they like underneath the station? Is that the
Yeah.
deal?
Yeah. In my head, it's a lot like Central Station, and they kind
Gotcha.
of go out
Yeah.
from there. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Actually,
That's
if you've
enough.
been to Detroit, this is basically the train station in my head is the one in Detroit.
I will Google that later. Cool. That's what I need for now. Albert is
Oh,
going
yeah.
to Albert is going to cut into his wrist and bleed into a very small bottle or cup that he finds laying out strewn somewhere. And then he's going to head out to the address. But
It's an
Albert
old
doesn't
Starbucks
drive.
cup.
Okay,
I have
perfect.
narrative control.
Um,
I get to say that.
That's awesome. Albert's going to pull up the Uber app, and there are no drivers because there are ravens everywhere, and so the wait is crazy long, and there's crazy high spikes in price. But he orders an Uber, and he's going to take the Uber over to the address.
Okay. Let's switch to meeting because I think y'all could use a little bit of time.
Yes, please. Oh my gosh, I'm so tense right now.
So we arrive at Mel's foster mother, Jennifer's house. Just kind of a nondescript, sort of Midwest ranch style house, but it has been uncared for quite some time. And it's you guys. You have the meeting, so go for it.
Albert's going to wait outside. He's not going to enter the house because he's going to follow the text instructions. Albert's not good at reading pantomime. And
Sorry. I forgot I was on mute. I have neighbors upstairs that are apparently just banging metal together. I'm not really sure what's happening. It's very obnoxious.
They're bowling.
I hope not.
Mm,
But there's the door, and then there's that metal screen door out front, and Mel cracks the actual door just a little bit and checks the locks again on the metal door and just looks at you through this sliver of doorway.
Albert produces the cup and just sets it on the ground, but I believe you know exactly what that is, what's in the cup.
Why would you bring that here?
You need it. And so does your mother, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you realize how little of an amount that is compared to how much we can actually consume?
Well, I am recovering from all of my broken ribs, so this is all I can spare for now.
I know. It's a weird gesture, man, but I appreciate it. It's not going to do very much.
Have you ever had witch blood?
I can't say that I have.
You may find that a little goes a long way, especially one as ancient as mine.
Okay. Speaking of, tell me about this other coven that we're worried about.
My mother. It's absolutely her. And she has completely lost all of her senses She's drunk with power and vengeance, and she will not stop. I fear that with all of the witches responding to the eclipse and coming here, they're going to be looking for leadership. And the only person left is Lola, who we now know has been working with my mother this whole time.
Would you say that things would be better if perhaps those two people were taken off the board completely?
I don't see any other alternative.
Then help point us in the right direction. At least maybe we can use whatever this is for something that's not completely awful.
I think we need to find Lola, intercept her. She will be the last standing sister in the world, witches will listen to what she says, and she's going to point them all here where they will be taken care of, just like they did with Joseph's coven, just like they did to us. I'm not going to let that happen. We're going to find Lola and make sure that any witch she has access to will not listen to her. Maybe there's time to save the rest of us. We need an army.
No one can listen to her if she doesn't have a throat anymore.
I'm sorry that it had to be this way.
You know, it's funny. Stupid as my idea was, I think I was inspired by our conversation. I thought that this would be better, that I could understand, that I could help. Be the kind of person that you've always thought that I was. And now I can never be that person.
You're wrong, because you already are. You chose to come here to help your mother, knowing the risk, knowing how difficult it would be, knowing that it may be damn near impossible, but you chose it anyway. No one on this earth knows that pain more than I do. To choose what is right, even if you know it isn't going to work. But it makes you a better person because you choose it.
I'm not a person anymore, Albert.
And neither am I. I made a lot of hot fudge sundaes for you, but the coven's been destroyed and the house is gone. I don't think we should ever go back.
Wouldn't imagine I could anyway.
And Cabe is no longer one of us. I've rescinded his right and claim to protection in our coven.
Cabe? Really?
He's lost. And I cannot spare any more loss. Raven has also flown the coop.
I'm sure she would really appreciate your pun.
I was keeping that one. I was hoping she would be around to hear it. But that wouldn't make sense if she had flown the coop. I realize that now. My sense of humor is returning.
We'll call it that for now. Sure.
I've missed you.
I missed you too.
What can we do for your mother?
Point her in the direction of some witches she can sink her teeth into.
Do you have any friends? Anyone you know who will join us?
Albert, you guys were my family. That you were kind of it.
Well, that makes us a new coven then. That's enough for me. We need to find Lola. Find out what she's saying. And make sure the witches don't fall for it. And when they come, we have to make sure that they don't fall into her grasp, that they don't walk into a trap. We might just turn this around yet. And
Where do we start?
I'll need to contact Lola. I'll need to look into the webs, but I may need someone to watch over me. I might draw attention when I go searching.
Are you suggesting I should be that person? Because I'm not exactly safe to be around right now.
That's exactly the kind of protection I need.
What if I hurt you?
You can't hurt me.
These teeth say otherwise.
I've survived worse.
If we survive this, you and I are going to have a really long talk one of these days.
I intend it. Will you watch over me?
Yeah, let me take this, and she points at the Starbucks cup. Let me take that to Jennifer, and I'll be right back.
What is the effect of witches? But you have narrative control. So what is the effect of witch blood on vampires?
That's interesting.
I think it definitely has got more oomph to it than, other stuff would. So I think it probably will be satiating for longer. And probably ups the vampire's natural abilities a little bit too. Which is part of why witches wouldn't want their blood to be had by vampires generally, because it makes super vampires.
All right, cool. So it sounds like the mission then is to seek out Lola. We'll give Abigail a little more time. Why don't we go ahead and just jump into that?
Okay.
So this is a mission, which means your aspect, any magic you cast within your aspect will be at wheel. So go ahead and choose your aspects carefully with that in mind. And then let me know how you want to set this up.
Ooh, I'm definitely going to be in Mother.
You're going to be in Crone. Well,
Yes.
It makes sense for a lot of reasons.
I picture it as kind of like in the X-Men movies where Xavier puts on Cerebro and he's kind of like looking at everything. It's kind of like that, only Albert is doing it internally. And he's looking at what are just the essence of remaining witches on the world doing, and like what are they listening to, and trying to triangulate. The assumption is Lola's the last remaining sister, so people are going to be looking for instruction and things like that, to see if he can triangulate, okay, what is Lola saying and where is she, and whatever info I can glean. So that'll be a divination spell.
Yeah, and since it's not something that's really in your craft, it would normally be a woe, but since you are in Mother, it's just going to be a straight roll.
Nice.
And you're rolling against Lola, the conflict.
Oh, great. Her name was Lola.
Surprised that hasn't come up yet.
9.
All right, there's a roll.
That's good. That's not bad.
As it happens, it doesn't take very long at all to locate her. Now, you're not going beyond the veil. You're just divining internally.
No, this is just through the spider grandmother. Yeah.
And it's suddenly like those moments at night when you are on the edge of sleep and you lurch out of bed because it feels like you're about to fall. It's like that. And all of a sudden you're standing in that kind of black water space that you were before you met your mother and behind the veil.
Yeah.
And Lola's standing there. And it looks like that she has found the detection, followed you there, and blocked everybody out. This is a successful roll, so you can tell that that's what happened. But you are cut off from the rest of it.
Okay.
And she is wearing a floral dress, kind of thing you would wear to church. Her hair is immaculately curled, permed. And she walks up with a big smile. She's wearing heels. Oh. Did you need something?
Yeah, I felt it was necessary to inform you that we failed to clean up those little messes you told us to clean up.
Shame. It really is a shame. I did give you the chance, and now... what? You're exposed.
Albert's going to do kind of a long con here. He's going to try to keep her talking, but he's trying to bluff doing a curse without letting her know, which I'm dealing with Lola, so that's going to be crazy hard, but he's going to try anyway.
And the conflict is still anything in play, really. Storm Coven, if that's what you want to confront.
Yeah.
So you don't... yeah, you're still good. So do you want to do that?
Okay. Yes. So what I'm trying to do is I want to cast the curse of nobody will listen to the subject, abide by their wisdom. Like this whole thing was just, I just needed to get in front of Lola to cast the spell.
So you're going to discredit her, right?
Right. And hopefully get some witches to not listen to her and not fall for the trap they're setting up.
Okay. Roll for it. I think you are... is that within your aspect?
This is, yes.
Okay, good.
This is a mother.
So you get a wheel then.
Oh, sweet. I will take it. Oh. Okay. 7.
Okay.
Wait, plus my mother, so is that wisdom? Yes, so 8.
And it looks like she's about to go off on a monologue, probably a taunt. And then just kind of blinks and sees what you're doing and unravels.
Okay.
And she is now standing in front of Mel. Sort of an apparition. I imagine you went down into the basement to do this.
Yeah, somewhere where we can contain as much as we could.
She appears before Mel as sort of like a ghostly apparition.
Oh.
And her form has changed. She looks much more elderly, and she's wearing black clothes and a black wide-brimmed hat and kind of a black net over her face, the veil.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, well, now, I guess this means war. And you...
Fuck yourself.
Mel, you are feeling something seizing inside of your body, like you're being grabbed from the inside.
Let's see if I can do a magic about this. I want to try and curse her. I know that this is an apparition, but I think in a moment of panic, that's going to be the first immediate thought is to throw a curse her way.
Mm-hmm. Conflict is Lola is attacking.
Okay. Straight up roll?
It depends. What's your aspect? It is the curse in that
Prone?
aspect.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and it's a wheel.
All right.
You chose well on your aspects.
Maybe the dice won't be garbage this time. I got an 8.
Okay, what's the curse?
Actually, wait, I got a 9. That the subject will bleed from all bodily orifices until they die.
The
It's an apparition.
Yeah,
though,
the apparition.
Ectoplasm.
The apparition begins kind of like disintegrating and flickering, and then she starts to scream a kind of retaliation, but it's too late. She's gone. The catch is that it was an apparition, so it didn't actually happen, but you did boot out the thing she was doing. And at that point, Albert probably comes to. The shields that she put up are gone.
Okay. Does that mean I now have access again to other witches?
Mm-hmm.
Or get a sense of, okay. I have no idea mechanically how this would work, but the intent is like put up a beacon or like a or a message, like kind of like like
beacons
in Star
of
Wars
Gondor are lit.
Right, yeah. One of those things where we shut off the fake signal and we broadcast like this is the resistance, kind of a thing.
Okay.
Do not fall for Lola. We're convening another convention, is like the tone.
Okay, this would be a trying to decide. It depends on the intent. The intent is to rally people against. This is when you have to ask why in the game. Is to rally against the threat. So this is really a protection. So this is a mercy. It would be a mercy. Well, it would be either a maiden spell. I think it's divination. So I think it's a maiden divination. Which means that would be a wisdom roll, but it's outside of your aspect, so it would be a straight roll. However, it's not something you know how to do. Right. So in this case, it would be woe.
Oh my god. Okay.
I miscalculated with my last roll. I actually had 2 more points. Oops.
Oh, that would have been... Oh, you would have had narrative control.
Yeah, oops. It's too late now.
Okay. Sorry, I might have just screwed us all. Let's see what happens. Ooh, 5.
The conflict is...
Well, yeah, 5 still. Yeah.
Well, we didn't really have a conflict in play that would work. And the reason this matters is because if you want to go after Lola or Storm Coven, you would have to pay a charm. But then that's important because if you do, that means then you can have narrative control.
I get yeah.
So otherwise, I'll just take it and run with it, and pay you charm.
Let's see. We have 3 episodes left. Let's give us some advantage because I'm not feeling too good right now. Okay. I will go ahead and pay that charm, sir.
Okay, so you're going after Storm Coven, and then you have narrative control. So what happens on that? I mean, it's a failure, but you still can tell me what goes on.
So I mask it so that Lola doesn't necessarily know immediately. She probably still thinks the plan is as she said, but people start to not listen to her. Also, my message starts to get broadcasted out, but it's on like the sub channel, and people are not going to listen to Lola. People are going to convene here, but they're not going to where Lola told them to go. We're going to meet at the train station. And I try to relay as much as I can about the situation, but I don't know how people receive it, if they believe it. I think the intent is just that people are not going to just immediately go to where Lola tells them. They're going to meet at the train station.
So you're gonna it's like a mixed bag where it's like, you know, the resistance comes, but it's just like not as many as you would hoped.
Right. almost like Star
But they're
Wars.
not listening to her, so there's kind of
Yes.
like a
Right.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
All right. I totally would have done something different, but that works. That's fine. You can have it. You paid for it. All right. Anything? I mean, that's basically the mission, right? Unless you wanted to do something else. You good?
I'm okay for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think at this point we do need to finally go to Abigail.
What?
Been quiet for a while. Abigail's in Michigan.
Am I?
Are you? I thought that's what you said you were
Yeah,
doing.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm in Michigan. I'm in Michigan. Yep. UP.
I just pictured some like hunting lodge, but I don't know where you are. Where are you?
Yeah, it's like there's I'm in Ironwood, Michigan, which is in the Upper Peninsula. It's a very small town on the banks of I think Lake Michigan, might be Lake Superior. I'd have to look at a map. One of the Great Lakes, and Megan's family has a cabin there that has some heating, but is not particularly warm. And that is where we are hiding out.
In Michigan in December.
Yeah, in Michigan in December. And I'm going to say that whatever we're doing, whatever's about to happen, Abigail is walking back from the grocery store with food aplenty.
In the snow. I've been in Michigan in January. I imagine it's similar.
Mm-hmm.
So can't breathe, kind of cold.
Yeah.
Walking back from the store with bag of groceries. Okay. And before we get started, I think this might be a momentum, but you have Megan and also, oh man, why did I forget his name?
Alex.
Alex, thank you. Alex Hale.
Yeah.
With you. And they're in the lodge.
Yeah, it took a little bit to convince Alex, but he was pretty rattled. So this is what, a day later, 2 days later?
Probably. It's probably 6-8 hours to get up there. I would imagine in the snow and stuff. And you probably had a night. So let's say this is like 2 days later.
Yeah. So they ran over to the church and got Alex Hale and then got the heck out of town. And as far as Abigail knows, everybody's dead. She hasn't heard from anybody. She set Raven free. She thinks Raven is gone forever. So it's just her and Megan and Alex. And she's in guy mode. She's in guy clothes. She doesn't have her makeup on or anything like that. She's just trying to blend in. It's making her very unhappy.
Well, a familiar 4x4 pulls up, kind of next to you. This is your dad's car. And he's driving it. And he's got like the ear-warming sort of like Russian hat thing that he wears in the cold.
Mm.
And next to him is Raven. And he rolls down the window. She told me where to find you.
I thought you were, and like I just look right past him. I'm like, I thought you were gonna go like live your life. You were supposed to escape and follow the path to greater riches or whatever.
She has, the arms crossed in that teenager way. You are such a fucking idiot. And your dad just said, would you? I assume get in. I'll take you to the cabin.
Yeah, I'm extremely cold.
Yes.
So yes, I'm getting in this car. My dad has apparently embraced me, and Raven, of course, is my younger sister, surrogate younger sister. That's the wrong use of the word surrogate, but you get me. Yeah, so I get in the backseat of this truck, and oh my god, it's great. And I set the groceries down and take off my gloves and like hold my hands over the like vents and look up at them like, yes, we're at the cabin. I have Alex. He's not dead. You don't have to worry about that. He's alive. He's a little grouchy. We're making him chop firewood.
Well, that's good to hear, Abigail.
Thank you.
Now, your friend here has told me a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I tried to share the scripture with her, but she's not all that receptive.
You didn't take to it, I imagine. Yeah.
And that's okay. But, we did have a long trip, and we did share quite a bit. And I know about your witchy ways.
Yeah. That. Yeah.
Now, I don't know what to make of any of this, but I do want you to come home. You're safe at home. I can take care of you. Your town can take care of you. Your friends can take care of you. You can't just go up and to our cabin, which is partially heated in the middle of winter, and just hide like a rabbit in a foxhole.
Dad, you are much, much, much safer here with me and with Raven than you would be back there. Bad things are coming, and if we have to ride out the apocalypse, this is a way better place to do it.
Son, daughter, I know where I am with the Lord. The apocalypse doesn't scare me. Now, I am a little scared for you, and none of us can help you if you are just sticking your head in a hole. Oh, here's the cabin. He pulls up.
It's I'm just gonna say this is true, and you tell me if I need to spin a charm. They haven't been here since Abigail's mom died, so it's been a while.
Oh, that's got to be true. Yeah, that's got to be true. She died kind of recently.
Yeah, it's kind of overgrown. It's not in the best shape, but Abigail and Megan have been trying to fix it up. And then Alex is out in the front yard chopping firewood as promised. Oh, he actually did it. That's really great.
He seems delighted to see the 4x4 because he recognizes it too.
Yeah, listen, I really appreciate you coming up here to take me home, but I got to think about Megan. I got to think about Alex. Alex, people want him dead. And Megan, I can't put her through anything more.
Abigail, seriously, what the fuck?
What?
What the actual fuck? Get in the car. We're going back to Salem. We're going to do it now. Cabe is kicked out of the coven. Albert is the only one left. I don't know what happened to Mel. All of the witches are coming.
You think that Albert and I can do this by ourselves? Just be honest. If you do, okay, I'll go home. But I don't have a lot of faith in my abilities right now. I couldn't stop any of this. I couldn't save you.
Well, that seems to be a theme with this powerful coven of witches. You know what? I'm going to convert to Christianity. Maybe there's something there.
Great.
I'll do it. Give me the Bible. What do I do? Is there an oath? And the dad is sort of like...
so listen. No, I can talk you through this. Okay, so I've been doing this my whole life. You know what? You can be a witch and you can believe in whatever you want. It's not like mutually exclusive. Sorry, no, we're not going to do this.
Alex is walking over at this point, warming his hands.
Look,
Pastor, good to see you up here. Hope you have some good news for all of us.
Yeah, I don't know, Raven. I can't leave everybody. You know, if things are gonna happen, just I can't let you down again. I've let you down too many times, and I don't know. I really thought it was going to be okay when I set you free. I didn't think you'd find your way back. So why didn't you follow the path?
The path brought me all the way right back to Albert.
Oh, Okay. Um, then maybe all you need is him. I don't think you need me.
So, Raven, I think our mind's made up. I'm not going to force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. Maybe we need to head back. But I'd like to see one of these magic tricks before I go.
All right. Do you want to talk to Mom?
Now, this isn't a time to be funny, and it's not something I want you to be
I'm
funny
not.
about.
I'm not being funny. I got here yesterday. She's here. This is apparently where she's been. I thought.
Your
She
mother
crossed
is
over
with
already.
God. She is with God.
She will go to be with God when she's finished whatever it is she needs to do here. And I think, was there something between the two of you that was still, I don't know, unfinished, open, even just something small?
There was something pretty major, as a matter of fact.
Did it?
We're going to make this a meeting. I need to give you a little more narrative control.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Abigail's, yeah, I mean, she's here, but she won't talk to me. And that's like really weird. If she has unfinished business with you, then she should be hanging around Salem. So why is she here? Can you just tell me what happened?
He looks over at Raven, who sort of shrugs and says, well, you saw me turn into a bird, so you know that maybe she's telling the truth. Yeah, I used to go to this cabin when I needed to be away from your mother. I just thought she never knew.
Oh. Okay.
If she's in there, like you say, I should go talk to her.
All right. Well, that's going to be hard for you to do, but I can. I can. You can talk to her, and I can relay her messages back. Yeah, I guess that might be the best way to do it. And then
I would really not rather you not know all of the details. I would like you to have at least an ounce of respect for your father when this is all done.
Well, she seems pretty drawn to the master bedroom, so I have a pretty good guess. But if you want to go in there, look into a mirror, speak your truth to her, and if she has something to say, she might show up if your heart is open to that. So I'll leave you to it. And then we'll have dinner, I guess. Megan's going to make pancakes.
Lord save me. He whispers a prayer and then goes inside. But you have narrative control, so you get to determine what happens. This is not me being lazy. I'm just playing by the rules.
No, that's great. He goes upstairs, goes into the master bedroom. Abigail steps back into the it's like a fairly large cabin, so she steps back into like the main room, which is looking up, and there's a balcony over there to the room he just disappeared into. And she just kind of watches, and you can hear the murmur of his voice, and clearly there's deep emotion in it, very some anger, some sadness, some grief. And then there's like a very sharp, short cry, and then silence. And then Abigail feels something lift from the house. And the door opens, and her dad comes back, and he's white as a sheet. And she knows that whatever was here, he's put it right.
He's he doesn't say much. He says, "Well, I'm gonna go back home. I hope you come with me."
I don't want unfinished business. If I'm gonna die, I might as well die alongside my friends. But I want Megan and Alex to stay here in the cabin so they can be safe if things go south.
I will stay right here, says Alex with his perfect teeth.
Great. Good for you, Alex. Megan?
I'll let you take care of Megan. I think she would obviously want to stay, but I don't want to take control of that character.
No. Yeah, she's gonna stay. And it's been obvious to, I mean, it's been obvious to Abigail that there's something sparking between Megan and Alex. So there is not, it is not an undifficult thing, but also it's pretty clear that Megan doesn't want to be with a woman, and that's okay. That's how this is. So she leaves them. And I mean, everybody has pancakes first, because who's going to turn down breakfast or dinner?
Right.
So
that Vermont maple is in there, you know.
She gets in the car, and she can see in her dad's eyes that he saw what was building there too. And she just shakes her head and says, Megan's a really good person. Maybe she can make him better. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Let's go.
Raven has more than a fair share of the pancakes. You're walking out. Your dad says, well, Paul told us in the book of Romans that there is no condemnation for those that are in Christ Jesus.
Yeah.
And I know that you are, even if you are a witch. Maybe we need more witches.
I still like hearing you preach.
Well, I ain't ever going to stop that.
Good.
Now, we have a long drive, and I've got some Billy Graham queued up for you.
Great. Exactly what I wanted to hear. Actually, do you like Ariana Grande?
She's the one that keeps on showing too much of her legs. I don't think so.
Raven, you like Ariana Grande, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, she's all right. She's pretty good, I guess.
All right. 2 against 1. We're doing this.
And you drive into the night.
Hooray.
What's going on in Salem during this trip? Because now we are, we said 2 days. So we're now like on day 3. Vampires have to sleep. What's going on with Albert while Mel is resting after that confrontation with Lola?
So mechanic question. How many tokens do we start with each session? Is it just the 1 token?
Just 1, yeah.
Dang. I forgot something. Okay. That's all right.
Now you can earn more by accepting a conflict that's already been confronted.
Okay.
And there's another way to earn them. I completely forgot. What's the other way? There's 3 ways. Oh my God.
Don't you create a situation and then I earn the token that way?
Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that?
The easiest way is to have to confront something that's been confronted.
Escalate.
Yeah, and I can
Okay.
escalate.
Okay. So I just want to pitch this as an idea and see if we think
If we need a
it'd be
montage,
cool.
if you need narrative control, we can go
Right.
into montage.
I was really liking the idea of a train comes and it's from one of the either like a coven that heard the resistance message or something, or I want to work in the train station and I want there to be a mobile hearth is what Albert's
It sounds like you need a
out of game trying to build into.
It sounds like it sounds like you need a montage, so you can just
Okay,
run with your idea.
cool.
Let's do that. Go for it.
Yeah. So Albert starts to set up like a room where it's all he's doing his whole spiderweb craziness thing again, but now this time the webs represent contact points and potential people that he can reach out to and people that might have heard his message, and he's trying to coordinate all of this and kind of guide people to the train station. And I think we can cut away with that, right? Like we can come back and see what progresses, but that's what Albert's working towards. He sees an image of a train arriving, and it's people that have heard the message, but he doesn't know where or how or who or the details yet. But that's what he's hoping this timeline will play into.
Okay. And do we want a montage with Mel?
I think since she's waiting basically until there's more information from Albert, I think she's trying to reverse what she did to herself and is having 0 success. Because what she had done originally was the same spell that she had done to Jennifer, except that she had performed it in a mirror. And that's how she managed to turn herself into a vampire. But she's trying desperately to figure out a way back, and everything she's trying just isn't working.
Well, the hunger sets in when she's up again. She didn't have any of Albert's blood, but Jennifer, on the other hand, is sort of like disappearing and reappearing around the basement. Kind of like it's almost like it's magic, but she's just moving so fast. It's just so much energy. And you actually kind of see her happy, probably for the first time in God knows how long, because she's full content and control of her faculties, and she's sort of impatient, waiting for the sun to go down. And the moment that it goes down, she's out. She didn't even say goodbye. She's gone. Presumably to hunt or you don't know what. I mean, we'll keep it at kind of a momentum level, so if you want to stop her, you can, but that's her intent. She's just going to go and enjoy this newfound power.
I think Mel would be too happy to see her in a comfortable, happy place to stop her. But as soon as she goes flitting out into the night, Mel is just... I think that's probably when she starts sitting in front of the mirror and trying to figure out a way back. Because if there's a way back for her, then there's maybe a way back for Jennifer.
Mm-hmm. But nothing's working. Okay, so...
And she just feels exhausted, too, with the hunger and all of that as well.
So a 4x4 drives up to the train station. Not the train you were hoping for.
I'll take it.
Kind of an elderly man comes out. Not elderly, but middle-aged. And Raven comes out of the other side of the truck. and then Abigail. And you are all parked in front of this train station, and Raven's arms crossed, looking up at it. So this is home, I guess.
Hey, Albert.
Welcome home.
If you all want a place with heat, I've got a pretty big building. I don't know how witches feel about crosses, pews, or prayer books, but I think it might be more comfortable than this place. If you just come back to my church.
If you don't mind, I mean, we're not vampires. And then Abigail stops herself. Most of us aren't vampires. We can handle crosses. But it's up to Albert. Albert has been through a lot. And if he wants to stay here, I'll stay here with him.
There will be no shortage of people needing rest and protection. A church may be a comfortable place for them to seek shelter. But as for myself, I will remain here. We have plans.
Okay. Dad, yeah, set the church up for as many people as you can get it. And I'm going to stay here with Albert. And Ray, you should go with my dad. You shouldn't be here.
I'm not going to go with your dad.
Oh, come on, you wanted to learn more about Christianity.
No.
Just like a little while ago, you were like...
I'm sorry, sir. You're kind. Thank you. I need to be here.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'll head out then.
Okay. I'll be along to check in. Love you, Dad.
I love you. Be safe. I'll be praying. That's all I can do. So the moment that he's off, we're still in momentum, by the way. The railroad crossing starts to ding, which is something it hasn't done in multiple decades.
Albert immediately shifts into crone, and he's hoping this is what he thinks, but he's prepared if it isn't.
There is a train. Maybe it's it's somewhat modern engine, but maybe modern for 1979. And it's toting with it some coach cars. Just rolling into the station like it was a normal transportation, normal day, normal time. It looks pretty dilapidated, kind of rusted over, and in the snow, you can even see that some of the windows are broken. But yeah, a train is coming into Salem, Indiana's train station for the first time in 40, 50 years.
Albert stands at the receiving platform, and he's waiting. He's hoping, but if the past weeks have taught him anything, it's to always expect the other shoe to drop.
The train comes to a stop. It's sort of more of a crunching stop, as it's like, hitting rail that has no business having a train on it.
Right, it's like grinding itself to a...
One of the doors opens, and a man comes out with long hair, trench coat, hasn't washed in many, many, many days, and a bottle of bourbon. And behind them are like 3-4 other individuals, men and women, so I'm not so clear, all kind of this sort of ragtag group. And then, so at the end of the day, about 6 people come out. And the man with the bourbon walks up. I got your message. My friends call me Argyle, and it's because of the socks, but I do have Scottish blood. And this is it. We're your revolutionaries.
This train, will it travel to other places?
That train barely made it here. Viva la revolution. Fuck the 7. And all the horses they ran in on. I'm Argyle. I have Scottish blood.
Is this by any chance because of your socks?
I do wear socks with an Argyle print. This is Mandy, Cherub. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Sammy. He lists off some other names.
My name is Albert.
We know. We've been waiting for this.
My name is Albert, and this is a safe space.
No, it ain't.
This is
safe place. That's funny, Al. Can I call you Al? Al, listen. Mandy here needs some shoes. She, it's cold and she doesn't have any shoes. So you got like a Payless or something around here.
I can get her some shoes.
That's good. That's good. Hey, I'm Argyle.
I'm Abigail.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have you thought about selling a reality show about your family? I think it probably would do really well.
Oh, we're not kidding. Well, Mandy, but the rest of us.
Sure. Just, fun setup. Train, coven.
We'll do what we can to extend our protection and support to all witches in this time. But know that
I thought we were
may be heading into
overthrowing.
battle.
I thought we were taking on Lola.
We are.
All right. Well, we've been waiting to do that.
Where did you come from? Are you from the same coven?
Yes. Yeah, we're from Detroit.
And may I ask what manner of coven?
Well, Gary, really. Kind of in between. If you take the rail past Detroit, there's the mill. We're kind of off of the...
Albert's going to summon a deep blast of wind. Just like shut the fuck up kind of wind.
All right. Got our fucking attention now.
Do I have to roll for that? Or
No.
Okay.
He'll do that. He does that.
We are facing a revolution that may cost the lives of all witches. So pardon me if I am impertinent or impatient, but I have to know what coven you came from. Divine, Whispers, Seekers, Storm?
Oh, we're inverted.
Broken Circle.
Yeah, all of us. We need to take down the covens. But no, Mandy really does need some shoes, though.
Yeah, we're on it. What size?
She says 7.
Okay. Yeah, I have some. My friend's shoes are in the suitcase here. Tennis shoes, okay?
Yeah.
Great. Sneakers. These are like a 7.5. So they'll be a little big, but
It's fine. It's fine.
great.
We'll
Great.
see to all of your provisions. We need to know what you know. What was the last word you received from Lola?
Oh, we haven't talked
What
to
information do you have?
her. We haven't talked to her. No, we've been sniffing.
Were any
we've
of you
been-
attacked?
Attacked? Who would attack us? No one knows we even exist. We've been living in the goddamn underground. The steel mill's been shut down since what, 62?
And this underground, is there a way to use it, navigate it still, undetected?
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's a whole installation. Nobody goes in there anymore. That's why we took it. It's a mill. It's like a whole, it's, steel.
Welcome
and
to the
whole thing.
revolution.
All right. He does a cheer with his bottle of bourbon. This all you got? Because, we're fucked if that's true. Where's the
This is
rest
just
of
the
them?
beginning.
Okay.
I needed your train.
All right, let's cut to Mel. She's been awful quiet. She wasn't here to witness this, unfortunately.
No, I'm very sad about that too.
You can arrive if you would like to.
I think at a certain point she's gonna get frustrated with what she's up to and go to the train station.
So then you would see this motley crew of revolutionaries. One of them is putting on a pair of shoes. The other has taken too many pulls from bourbon. And the others are just kind of quietly staring. And you can, most of all, I think you notice Raven's expression, which is sort of like unblinking, eyes furrowed, permanent WTF across her face as she's staring at these people.
At them.
But Raven's there. And Abigail.
Looks like I'm late to the party.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you want to talk?
I think maybe this particular time and place and group might not be my best option.
You got the vampire then? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I'm Argyle. That's
Who's in
Mandy.
tight?
That's vampire's funny. That's Sammy.
Are these is this your backup, Albert?
The beginning. A spark.
God, I hope so. I hope it's just the beginning.
They have a magic train. That's kind of cool.
I mean, we're gonna have to. Magic's gone. You gotta put some more in.
So we got a magic train that's running on empty, and I'm not even going to begin to describe everyone who came from the train. Our odds are not looking good.
Well, I'm back.
Yes, you are back.
So it's the three of us. And then a bunch of Dick's Sporting Goods shoppers from Detroit. We got
Gary,
Joseph.
kinda. It's in between.
We got Joseph. I mean, it's not a lot, but
We're so fucked.
I don't know.
Before I found the hearth in Salem, I rode the rails, seeking shelter, finding my place amongst the dregs, the outcasts, the inverted, the broken. I was just like them. If you can accept me, do them the same favor if you can. These might be the exact revolutionaries we need.
Well, I'm a fucking vampire, so I really can't say much about anybody else's living choices. So I guess welcome aboard. Welcome to whatever this team is.
Yeah, we need a cool name, like the second wave, or the 15th Vanguard, or I don't know. Help me out here.
I'll leave that entirely in your hands. You were always meant to give us the name.
I'll think on it.
That means Albert is out of ideas.
I know, but we'll figure it out. Okay.
Where do we
What's
go
next?
from here?
This isn't enough, but it's a start. We'll need to reach out, find more, and go to the people that are ready to stand. We will go to them before Lola gets to them. We'll need to fix this train. We'll need to gather resources. And I imagine before we head out, we'll all need some breadsticks.
I'm going to opt out on the breadsticks, but thanks. Little too much garlic on top. Weirdly, that was one of the things that was true. So that was fun to find out.
Hey, so we got this offer to stay in a church. Like, could you have done that, or would you have like had to run away?
It sounds mildly uncomfortable, even if I wasn't what I was. So
Sure.
regular Mel probably would have run away too.
I mean, it's heated, which is a step up over this place, but
I'm not exactly particular to hot or cold temperatures anymore.
sure. Good point. Yeah. Let's send out the signal.
Where do we push? Where do you need the train? Argal like lifts up his arm, and the train actually levitates, spins around, and he drops it on the tracks, so it's pointing the other way, and kind of like clunks into place.
We'll need to fortify it, rebuild it, expand it. This is as good a place as any.
It's fine.
Fine won't be enough.
You always talk like this. Hey Al, you need to lighten up, man. Seriously.
Listen,
Another
you can
gust
see,
of
like,
wind
all
blows
time
through
and
his hair.
space.
I have been working on my sense of humor.
Yeah, I can tell. Look at Johnny Carson here.
It's really coming along, Albert. Really coming along. Yeah.
All right,
I got nothing.
what's next? Or is this our? It's early, but is this our stopping point?
I feel like the next thing that we do is probably going to be a really big pivotal plot point, and we don't have Jim.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Because the one person missing is Joseph.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, listeners. It's kind of an early night, but that happens when you have smaller groups. This system works pretty fast with smaller groups, so I think we might need to end it there. Did you want to take a montage before we do, or are we just going to end sort of in media res?
I think that's a good place to end.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and stop there. Unless somebody wants to insert anything.
Just for fun, Albert is on his control room / web room, and he hangs up the names of future revolutionaries, and there are 3 particular names, and it just says Lawrence, Mulligan, and Lafayette. That's an Easter egg.
I get the reference. Lafayette does. He does
that reference.
He does well in the
Thank
first
you, thank you.
revolution, but the second one doesn't go so well for him. We don't need to have any spoilers. All right. Well, that is the end of tonight's session. We will be back on September 14th. I think we alluded already that the campaign is kind of coming to its climax. So we've got at least 3 sessions left. It's hard to tell with these things, but I think that the story is coming to its climax. So we'll see what happens. I think the solstice is going to be coming quicker than you think. So go to happyjacks.org/greatamericanwitch to catch all the other episodes. If you want to find out or watch the other APs on Happy Jacks, visit happyjacks.org/shows. I'm Christopher Gray, and who else do we have with us? Emily.
Yes, hi, I'm Emily Vanderwerf. You can find me on twitter.com at twitter.com/EmilyVDW. I get up to all manner of things. I'm also in the Savage Worlds game every Wednesday night here on Happy Jack's RPG Network. And you can also find all the other stuff I do by looking at my Twitter account. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if we can just stretch this out another 4 sessions, we could end on Halloween week. So
Oh, that might be worth doing. Even if it's like a recap episode or something. I don't know.
yeah,
Oh, a tell-all.
yeah. It'll just be like we'll get out Starcrossed. It'll just be Alex and Megan falling in love. Like that'll be the whole thing.
Oh my god.
Albert does an AMA session where he looks into all your futures.
Nice.
And then
would
I
love
eat
that.
all of the audience.
Well, she'll find a way out of it, right? Maybe not. Speaking of vampires, Mac.
Hey, so hi, I'm Mac, usually a werewolf, this time a vampire, so that's super fun. You can find my shenanigans online as @strangelikeThat. That's the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitters. It's maybe been a little quiet lately because I just moved to the Pacific Northwest, so broadcasting from lovely Oregon right now. And you can also catch me over at 12-Sided Stories, which is a highly produced podcast with sound effects and music and is a lot of fun. And right now we're in the middle of our Heliotrope campaign. And I'm happy to announce that Unquiet Blood is coming back for season 2, which is a Vampire the Masquerade game that I am running.
Ooh, that sounds fun. What night that? Do you know what night that's going to be on?
Oh, Happy Jacks, it's a podcast, so it's any night that you feel like downloading it.
Great answer. All right. Last but not least, Joe.
Hey y'all, I'm Joe, and you can find me here most Monday nights for the short foreseeable future for Great American Witch and Lighthearted with Kurt Potts. Having an awesome time. Thank you all so much for being so welcoming to the new guy. Amazing storytelling from these games and the players and the GMs. Looking forward to seeing you all in the stories that I'm in and potential future ones.
Awesome. Well, you're a veteran now. I mean, I'm not sure you're the new guy anymore.
I still feel new, and this is my second. Yeah, I've been in 3 now, so I still feel new. So.
Oh. Well,
I've been here for 87 years.
I've always been on the sidelines and here and there. This is my first campaign. All right, great. Well, we will see you all on September 14th, and thanks for tuning in. We'll give you some
Bye.
drums, and then we'll
Ciao.
cut out.